Hey everyone, it's Ryzen.
And Liz.
And the Patriots take care of business. Good teams dominate bad teams, and that's what they did. The Patriots, they are consistent when they play terrible teams. They will just cream them, and that's they should.
They put up a 50 burger today.
Yes, they did. It was not a perfect game, but it was pretty damn close. Jaguars start with a 3 and out. God, Lawrence was terrible today. Patriots first drive, they scored. They scored on basically all but like 2 drives, I think. Just crazy. It's 7-0.
It felt exactly like that Jets game where they just
Yep.
totally dominated the team.
Jaguars get their only field goal on the next drive. And there was that questionable catch. I don't know if he caught it or not, but who cares?
To me, it didn't look like it, but
You can't-
the Pats were up 40 points. Who
Well,
cares?
no, this is the second drive.
Oh, not the one at the end?
No,
Oh, well, whatever.
going in order. No, it's just that it was a deep throw. It was 7-0 at this point, so he probably caught it because he's he's rolling. There's no camera angle anyway, so who cares? Second drive for the Patriots. Jaguars get a field goal there. Whoop-de-doo. Next drive for the Patriots, they get that throw to Henry, and then Harris runs it in. Harris had a great game. That's 14-3. Then the Jaguars throw an interception. Lawrence throws it high for no reason. I don't know. Guy's trash. Sorry, Jaguars fans. You picked the wrong quarterback.
Yeah, that's clear.
That's very clear at this point. He is a terrible quarterback. Zach Wilson, it looks better than him at times, so I don't know. Terrible reads all game. Inaccurate throws. Just
bad.
bad the whole game.
Not reading defense at all.
No.
And
No.
the whole team is just a
Picked him.
disaster.
I know he's got no help, but look, neither did Burrow last year, and Burrow was still good. You cannot make your team actively worse. And the Jaguars are a better team if Lawrence is not starting. I don't understand why he's still starting out there. He's throwing like 17 picks on the year, and you still leave him starting?
I don't understand.
You're just going to reward a guy turning the ball over every game 3-4 times? Okay.
Other teams don't do that.
Other teams don't do that. It's ridiculous. So the Patriots get a touchdown to Wilkerson. Yes, goodbye, Harry. Pack your bags. Goodbye. Because the practice squad player contributed more in 4 catches than you did in 3 years.
Pretty much, yes.
So pack your bags and goodbye, because we're not paying you to block all day.
Right. Wilkerson scored. He almost scored 3
Should have scored
touchdowns.
3. Look, he did have a bad drop, and that isn't good, but a lot better than Harry. At least he knows how to run a goddamn route.
Right. He did make 2 really good catches in the end zone, too. So.
It's 21-3. The Jaguars throw another interception to J.C. Jackson on just a terrible read by Trevor Lawrence. Really, Lawrence should have had like 5 interceptions in this game.
Yeah.
Then the Patriots get a Myers fade route for a touchdown. That's when you know
It's a good
it's
day.
a good day, when Myers catches a fade in the corner of the end zone for a touchdown.
It was a great
Oh,
pass.
a dot.
Yeah.
It was a dot by freaking Jones. 28-3. Jaguars get sacked after 2 really bad throws by Lawrence. J.C. Jackson should have picked off the first one. I don't know what Lawrence was doing, rolling on his back foot, throwing it up. And then the next play, there was that weird jungle catch that should have been picked as well.
Right.
2 bad reads.
That was an incredibly. I don't even know how the guy held onto the ball
I
in
don't
that
know.
crazy catch.
So, but it doesn't matter. Lawrence gets sacked. Next quarter, Jones, they do a play fake, and I guess Jaguars thought they were going to run a screen, because for some reason the corner on the left, well, his right, our left, goes and runs towards the screen position. It's not a screen play, though.
Nope.
It's not even close.
Nope.
So Wilkinson just runs to the end zone,
And Mac
uncovered,
just throws it in.
and touchdown. I mean, you can't give up your guy like that.
Kind of like the time that the Steelers didn't block Hogan and he just ran
I
into
know.
the end zone.
It's just crazy. You got to cover, man. So the extra point was blocked, but whoop-de-doo, 34-3. There's a problem that you got to work on extra points, because there were a couple bad.
There were 2.
There were 2 bad ones, and they were really bad.
But they were up so many points, it just
Doesn't matter.
didn't matter.
Next drive, Pretty much the one officiating mistake all game is the personal foul on Bryant.
I didn't see it.
They called helmet to helmet. Wasn't helmet to helmet. It was shoulder to helmet.
There was one they missed later in the game.
They did miss one later in the game, yeah. But whatever. Officiating was mostly pretty solid.
There weren't a whole lot of flags in this game.
Pretty much there was one missed call and the one bad call. That's not bad.
And overall, there weren't a ton of penalties.
Oh, no.
It was a fairly clean game.
Pretty solid officiating game
Yeah.
for the officials today, which is good.
And a pretty overall solid game from the past. There weren't too many flags.
When things were so bad for Jacksonville, they had two receivers. It looked like they both were trying to run an out route, which to the same side of the field. You're not supposed to do that.
The one guy should have just kept going.
It's definitely the outside receiver supposed to run a go route. He doesn't.
Yeah.
They were either both running out routes or one was running a curl and the other's running an out route, which is just not a good combination.
I don't know what happened there.
They're definitely supposed to be running a go because Lawrence threw a go. I mean, Lawrence is awful, but that's not his fault. That's the receivers.
Yeah.
Next drive, Stevenson runs it in. It's 41-3. Jaguars go 3-0. Next drive, they get a field goal because Bolden drops it, and it's a check down. It's a great play by Jones to read the pressure, and Bolden just drops it. I mean, he had an easy first. If he just catches it, turns around. I don't know.
Again,
that's not good.
It wasn't good, but there were so many points at that point.
We missed James White.
They do.
Jaguars punt, and then basically the rest of the game is we bring Hoyer in and he gets a touchdown. I know we punted at some point, but I guess I must have skipped over it.
Yeah,
whatever.
Bailey did punt once, I think.
But he did punt once. Anyway, Stevenson runs it in, and the extra point is a complete disaster. Not blocked or anything. The snap is wide. I mean,
something you don't typically see
that
from Cardona.
should never happen. Should never happen. He can't get the hold down, so and then he just runs around like an idiot, fumbles the ball. I mean, luckily it's not picked up and returned because it'd be a 2-point conversion the other way. But
yeah,
no, it's bad. Bad play all around. And the Jaguars do get a screen touchdown. So congratulations, Trevor. You got a lucky touchdown on a screen that the Patriots just played.
that doesn't matter.
I mean, I guess that's good for him, but
Doesn't matter.
doesn't really help the stat line that much.
Nah.
The Patriots run the clock out. So, I mean, pretty much the only thing they got to work on, you got to get better hands, guys, on receivers, okay? Because there were like 4 or 5 drops in this game.
This has been an ongoing problem for like the past 2 decades.
Ongoing issue.
Yeah.
In a game that's 50-3, who cares? But in a game that's 17-10,
It matters.
it matters.
Right.
So, Wilkinson had a career day. He was great, except for the one drop.
Right.
In a close game, that drop matters.
Right.
Because that was another touchdown. So Jones should have had 4 touchdowns in this game. He's rookie of the year, almost certainly. I know Jamar Chase had 266 yards today. They're not giving it to a receiver over a quarterback when they're both having equivalent years. It's just, I would be surprised. Let's put it that way. I think
it would be very surprising.
it'd be very surprising. Jones should win Offensive Rookie of the Year. Just because the level of difficulty of that position is higher. It just is.
Yeah. Because you're leading your team.
Yeah. I mean, you touch the ball every play. It's just the reality of it. But, I mean, Jamar's obviously having a great year too, but I don't see him giving it to a receiver.
So the AFC is very interesting today. So the Dolphins lost.
We're in the playoffs officially, which is good.
Right.
The Bills tried their hardest to lose to Atlanta. They somehow won. I don't understand how Atlanta blew the game.
I don't either.
Look, if we play Buffalo again, even if it's at Buffalo, I'm telling you right now, the Patriots are going to win that game.
Especially going into now that it's January, Buffalo weather, as everybody knows, gets very sketchy this time of year.
They were bad again in weather.
And it snowed. So if we have to go there in the middle of a blizzard, we would probably win.
I don't know what it is with Josh Allen and weather, or that Bills team as a whole in weather, but they suck in weather. They just do.
Yeah, this is the 3rd game where they've been bad.
If they played a remotely decent team, they get blown out.
Yeah. The Falcons are just
are just really bad, unfortunately. The Jets looked good today. Did they
actually win?
Did they win?
Let me see.
They were beating Tampa Bay.
So speaking of that situation.
Oh, Antonio Brown ran off the field with his shirt off and quit on the team mid game. What are you doing?
Oh no, Tampa Bay won.
Oh, they did. They came back and won despite Browns shenanigans.
Yeah, took his jersey off, his pads off, went naked on top, and ran off the field. Whatever, bro.
They gotta cut him.
I would.
They're gonna have to cut him now.
I don't know what his problem is. He clearly has some mental health issues.
Obviously.
Yeah, he needs help. Clearly.
But there ain't no helping him.
I know. He's had help. Brady's tried to help him.
How many times are you gonna give a guy a chance before you realize he's cuckoo for Cocoa Pops?
Yeah, I mean that's pretty bad. So the Jets lose.
They just lose.
The Ravens lose.
The Ravens are out of the playoffs.
The Colts lost.
The Colts losing is the big one because that should move us to the 5 seed. We are now the top wild card seed.
And
which means if a division team gets upset, if there's some upsets in the playoffs, we could get a home game.
Cincy is still kneeing the ball out to probably kick a field goal. At this point, they haven't kicked it yet. Our ESPN is behind.
Yeah, Cincy should beat
KC, which
KC.
Doesn't really matter because the Chiefs are the one. So
they're actually not the one. If Kansas City does lose that game, Tennessee is the 1 seed.
It's interesting.
And Tennessee claims they're getting Derrick Henry back.
I don't know how on a foot injury how he's going to run.
Good luck with that, Tennessee.
I just don't know how that's
look,
possible.
Titans fans, he had foot surgery. Even if he plays, I got news for you. Ask Julian Edelman how bad he was when he had that thing put in his foot and came back to the playoffs.
Oh yeah, that was the
Denver game.
The Denver game, yeah.
He was not good. He couldn't cut.
Yeah.
Derrick Henry will not be able to cut. He will not be able to play very well. So that's just the reality. Now maybe next year he'll be recovered enough, but
sure,
you're gonna rush him back.
No, I wouldn't.
On a foot surgery? Oof.
Yeah, because what if he
you're playing with fire?
Right.
What if it breaks again?
Right.
I wouldn't do that.
So we'll have to wait to see how all the cards fall out at the end of the day.
Yeah, but we're definitely in the playoffs.
Somewhere.
We'll play next week, see if we beat Miami and see if the Jets can beat Buffalo, which, look, is possible because the Bills, I don't know who the hell the Bills are. I don't. They're
inconsistent.
They are either complete gutter trash one week, really, and they either win in spite of themselves or they just dominate. Like they did a very good Patriots team last week out of nowhere.
Right.
When they were horrible the last time they played them.
Yeah.
They play Jacksonville. They get really dominated by the Jacksonville Jaguars. So but then they beat Kansas City and they just kick the shit out of Kansas City.
Right.
So who is this team?
I don't know.
I don't know.
They lose to Tampa Bay.
I mean, the Patriots have had basically one game like that all year, and that was the Saints game.
Right.
They've been competitive in all their losses.
Right.
Except for that Saints game. So I
don't get it.
I know who the Patriots are. I don't know who the Bills are.
No, I don't either.
I mean, are they really a playoff team or are they pretending they're a playoff team? I don't know. They confuse the hell out of me.
Sure do. They confuse me too.
But whatever. I don't see Buffalo making a Super Bowl push. I put more faith in Kansas City than them, and I don't even have a lot of faith in Kansas City.
I put more. Well,
I like Cincy.
I don't even know if the Colts are going to be in the playoffs now because of all these wins and losses.
I do like the Colts, but I don't think they're going to make it.
Wentz was bad today.
Even the NFC, like, you trust the Packers defense?
No,
I don't.
I don't either.
I think this year is really a complete 100% coin flip of who's going to make it in either conference. There's no dominant team.
Like the Bucs, they're winning games, but they have nobody on their team.
They're winning in spite of themselves at this point.
Right.
The Packers have to score 50 points or they lose.
Right.
I don't know.
They barely beat the Jets.
The Rams, I don't know which Rams shows up.
Right, they're the same thing.
Is it the Stafford that throws 4 picks in a game?
That was today, but they somehow won.
Or is it the team that throws 20 touchdowns in a game? I don't know.
Right. Stafford still threw like 3 picks today, and they still won.
I don't know who half these teams are at this point. Like, it's just crazy this year.
Yeah.
And plus, which team's going to get screwed by COVID in the playoffs?
That's another thing, right? I mean, today that was part of. I mean, Jacksonville's terrible to begin with, but they got screwed by COVID too.
But I mean, even with these guys testing now quicker, I don't know. Whatever. We'll have to see Harris's injury. They're nursing it still. Phillips hurt his wrist somehow, but whatever. Hopefully those guys are okay, and then we'll move on. We got Miami. We got to go to Miami. Hopefully we don't get swept by freaking Miami.
They got to win.
Please get the win. Unless we don't need it, but we do need it now. Well, actually, we needed it really no matter what, but whatever. Oh, well. We'll see. So get the big W. We needed it. Feels like that Jets game where they just got to feel good. We're way better than these guys. Let's cream them.
Yeah, they needed to get the momentum back.
For the playoffs. Because last time they got the momentum, they won 8 straight. So who knows?
We'll see what happens and how things shake out in the playoffs. So it'll be interesting.
But whatever. Great game by Jones. Great game by the defense. Everything was good. Except for a couple extra points and some drops. And those things can be worked out. Oh, and there was one time Jones took a bad sack on 7 seconds. It was a questionable roughing call, but they call it every time somebody hits a guy in the head.
Yeah.
He's got to work on his pocket presence sometimes. He shouldn't be holding the ball for 7 seconds. But whatever.
Yeah, sometimes he throws things a little bit too late.
He did that a couple times today. He's got to work on that, but whatever.
That comes with time. Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll take the W and get ready for the playoffs, I guess. See if we go one and done or if we win a game or two.
It would be wild to see them make the championship game, but I don't know if that's going to happen.
That's going to be tough. That would be tough.
It'll be a tough road ahead, that's for sure.
But whatever. Look, regardless of what happens now, this is a successful year.
10 wins is successful with a rookie.
Yeah, it's very successful now. It's solid. So
rookie or not, it's a good season.
Good season. After the trash season last year, so I'll take it.
Yeah.
Whatever. All right. Take care.